I early on had the idea and presented it to the team of developing a tablet-based video game that we could explore in partnership with one of our major partners, the Waterloo Region District School Board.
We started with the idea that we wanted to work with augmented reality.
So kids will interact through a tablet and control villagers in a small village called Northeye, which really existed, although we don't know very much about it.
It is a great case study because we can see the positives and negatives of climate change in a very local setting.
So kids have to control an avatar and help them mitigate floods in their village, because if they didn't do so, their livelihood would be destroyed.
The reason we like augmented reality is that it fits well with what we know to be good educational practices for kids. Kids are in motion while they're playing the game.
Physically walking around with the iPads is so much more powerful than interacting with a worksheet. While they do like looking at books and videos and different media, this one is so unique in the sense that it immerses them in the world and they take on the role of that character, which is an opportunity they don't really get.
You can look at the thing that's on the table, the little village and the houses and the church and the streams of water going and so forth and all the animals, but you can also look at each other.
So it's interesting to see how it inspires a curiosity to explore not just the tasks in the game, but the world itself, which is what we were really hoping for from the outset.
When you build a game, when you build a setting, you're partly inventing the past.
In order to design a map that would have been like potentially possible, we had to come up with families that would have lived in those houses, because if we don't know like who's related to whom, how many children do they have, we don't actually know how big they would have made their house.
Basically, where were the individual houses? What did the houses look like? What kinds of things did they have in the houses?
Make the village make sense, but also bring it to life in that way.
And there's, as always, there's tension between what would make a good game, what would make a good educational product, and what would be historically accurate.
There's a lot of, here's a draft. Is this possible? Please tell us, historians, to your knowledge.
And I think we've also learned the importance of matching the game's content to the curriculum and also making the game flexible enough that it can match to the needs of a specific classroom, because not every teacher has the same kinds of kids or has the same goals in what they're teaching from day to day.
You know, it's one thing for a guy like me who's a professional medieval historian to talk to another medieval historian or a graduate student. We all kind of get it, but it's kind of a closed circuit and it really doesn't serve society at large. Ultimately, we're publicly funded. And so I think it's really important that we find ways to take the knowledge that we generate and spread it out into society at large to have a much bigger, broader impact.